Morning, y'all. Gonzo diaries. Face mob here. Well, I guess right now we'll just go into current shit. So, currently I've got to go deal with fucking finding a prescription for benzos because I lost mine, which is like a no-no when you've been on them for decades. And you want the worst shit ever, man. Had a couple different ones I'm going to tell y'all about. We'll go into benzos this morning. So I'm in the county jail on a bullshit charge. They took me in for a Delta 8 pin. I don't remember much except for everything was cool the first day or so, and then I remember they kept calling me in the infirmary as they should have, going in toward the nurses. They asked me if I was fine, and if I remember telling the nurse, "Yeah, everything's great." Why would I thought I was already in hallucination by that point in time. I thought I was at a rave. A bunch of dudes. They moved me from that tank because the OGs there were demanding that they fucking did something to treat me or move me out. So they moved me out and said, just give me a fucking Valium. I don't remember nothing. The next tank, I thought I was... This is where it gets good, y'all, because... Mind y'all, I've been going to this jail and in and out of everything. We ain't getting to all that. I ain't one of these prison channels. You don't do that. There's too much of that shit. Too many people are speaking out on shit that shouldn't have been spoken on. It's supposed to be silence is golden, silence is mandatory, silence is deadly. Don't fucking speak out on it. Half the shit you're hearing ain't even fucking true. It's a giant daycare. And don't let them fucking lie to you about that shit. As long as you'll fist fight, it's a fucking daycare. And yeah, it's got fags in it. There's fags everywhere. You just have to see it and not fuck some people. Anyways. I get to the second tank and I didn't know I was in the tank. This is scary shit. I thought I was at a swim meet with my mom. And that's why everybody was laid up. Those little, your bunks in jail, I thought were the things that you laid out on the fucking tan. And the Dr. Peppers under them. I thought, or my mom drinks Dr. Pepper. I thought they were trying to take my mom's Dr. Pepper and her shit, so I'm trying to start fights over it. And they're like, dude, you gotta get him up out of here quick. And I'm screaming at him also because I was thinking I was on fucking... I thought we were at work offshore. And I thought all of them were laying in bed and that I had to fucking cut the slack. So I started chewing their asses and a lot of them knew me. Like from the past, so they weren't fucking with me. They were, I had them all scared, but I'm seeing it from their point of view now. Okay, y'all gotta remember, you got OG in your face as bald, scarred, and you think he's lying the whole time, telling you to get up, get to work, quit being a lazy gangbanger. And they're like, dude, he's just fucking with you. Like he's really the big, but. When they realized that I actually lost it was when, like, the homies that knew me flipped out and said, y'all need to either move him or get him to the fucking hospital. They moved me tanks again. I mean, there's other people I know that were scared again, moving bunks and just, I'm taking their shoes on accident. Nothing's making sense. I thought I was on a fucking Rick and Morty type episode where I had to leave. We were out in space. And we had to break the time travel rift so I could get out of the fucking space shuttle. Because that's where I thought we were trapped in. They gave me a Valium. And all of a sudden, sitting there in the fucking spaceship turns into, within five fucking seconds, I go from being on a spaceship, happy, wondering, da 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 da, to Danny, so and so, youngster, what the fuck are y'all doing here? Man, have y'all been here this whole... Yeah, dude, you're back? And one of them screamed down the hallway, he's back, he's back. And everybody sighed relief. Because, I mean, mind you, these fools know me. So, that was the only time I've ever lost it, man. And I was talking to the homies about it. They were like, you weren't talking nothing that would have been out of pocket. We thought you were for real about everything. I mean, you kept your G about shit. You bit your tongue about shit. All that, even while you were in it. But you were on some side shit. I didn't know where I was. I thought I was a little kid. And my mom had to fucking come get me out of space prison. And she was on like a space bus. They got me back to normal and I was fine, did my time after that. The next time around when I went down, I didn't want to deal with that shit, so I put myself in a one-man tank. After a day or two, I quit coming out and I wasn't drinking water, wasn't eating, wasn't showering, wasn't nothing, wasn't shitting. I would try to take a shit, and that's the last thing I remembered was wiping my ass with the jumper. Because that toilet paper wasn't going to cut it. I got that jumper wet, was wiping my ass away. They should have me on a two-piece. I don't get a fucking jumper, I'm a convict. Anyways, that's another story here. You always wipe your ass with that one piece. If you're fucking real in there, you're walking around with two fucking pieces. So that goes to show you, you're not gonna fucking take what they fucking hand you the first time. And if you do, you're gonna hand it back to them covered in fucking shit. Anyhow, uh, God, I hate being time. It's an animal you have to become. Mind you, they were telling me they thought I was just fucking with them the whole time. I've now learned you can do a 5-day withdrawal program in jail after going down, and 5 days is stepping you down with Librium and Valium. It keeps your sanity. It does. And then with the seizure medication on top of it, it keeps you from fucking losing it. It is a little bit better now. The second time was horrible, y'all. So I didn't eat nothing. And like I said, I wiped my ass with the jumper. And then all I remember is somebody stabbing me in my stomach and me waking up going, what are you doing? And she goes, giving you your Keppra for your seizures. And I go, bitch, get away from me. I don't have seizures. What are you doing? And she backed off of me. That's when I came to. Not enough to be able to use the restroom or know my mom's phone number. None of that. It took me another 3 days. And because the system was down, they said they weren't giving me my Xanaxes. Now, mind you, by this point in time, not to really fuck with y'all, this is for real. Even if they would have given them to me, I'd already fried my brain and went into such an epileptic shock. I would have had to come out of that still, which took me almost 2 months to come out of. And this was just from a fucking 4-day detox, a 5-day detox before they had it back in my system, I think. Might have been a little longer than that. It may have actually went 4 weeks without me, 2 or 3 weeks without me having it. And with it just being a raw, dick dead, not a fucking Librium or nothing, fucking cold blooded, it sent me fucking into epileptic shock that time where no, I didn't hallucinate nothing. I thought I was dreaming. I was dreaming the whole time. I was in a coma. They took me to the local hospital, and I guess I fell out of the bed there or something happened there. They were covering up. I'll never know because they took me all the way to South Side. And I live way like an hour north of Houston. They took me down by Galveston. When I came to, I was hearing Galveston local news. I'm like, what the fuck? They've been transporting me a couple times throughout a case that they actually had prison time on me for. And I was already ready to sign on the time. Thank God I had that happen before I signed on my time, or I would have had to fucking go to jail, go through all that shit, and then go to prison. I just hadn't went to court or hadn't signed yet. So, by the grace of God, I hadn't signed on TDC yet, or state jail, whatever they were offering. It's all TDCJ anymore, but man, yeah, I come to stabbed in the stomach. I finally remember my mom's name. They get her out there. Very embarrassing shit. And she gets me to a hotel, puts it on my credit card. I get up there. I end up calling the ambulance out because I fall down within a matter of hours, bust my head, and I can't walk or nothing. Back in the local hospital, they still didn't give me any medications. Still none. I'm still not asking for it. Is what's weird. I'm still at that point where I don't even know who I am when I'm around my mom. And she doesn't know that I'm out of it, because I'm able to talk. But she doesn't know that that I have a prescription at Walgreens just waiting to be filled. She doesn't know any of this shit. Normally, I would know that shit right away. I'd be checking it. I'd be calling my doctor. I got something from the fucking hospital. When you get that far in a benzo detox, you won't even remember you're on them. That's what's scary, y'all. You will sit there and not know what to ask for in the hospital while you suffer. And they have it right there. But the thing is, even if you're on them, if you don't ask for them, they're not going to offer them. And they're not going to figure it out. They're going to think you're like, they didn't get, Conroe knows I'm on them. They didn't fucking figure that one out they thought I was going through epileptic shock. No, that was fucking, y'all not giving me my fucking medication, you idiots. Y'all are putting me through this by not giving me a fucking medicine. I mean, dude, that is so grossly fucking, both hospitals not giving me medicine and just letting me sit there and shit myself and fucking in a coma in a damn diaper for fucking, why would they do that? But then again, I woke up, my shoulder was sore, my head was fucked up. I don't know if fucking the cops kicked my ass being in one man cell, wiped my ass with a jumper. I don't know if I just had a seizure and fucking something happened in that back cell because that was the last place I was conscious. I either got my ass kicked or I took a fall. One of the two that was serious. Because I ain't wake up and I ain't never been knocked out. And it wasn't any like wound. Well, I don't know. If a cop fucks you up, they're not gonna hit you with anything that's gonna leave a specific area. They're just gonna. I don't think he hit me. I think I was so out of it. I had clean underwear, whoop de woo, and I remember wrapping my blanket around me. Wasn't even headed to the shower. And I was like, the last thing I remember, I think maybe I just collapsed right there and just went into seizures, fucking butt naked, just like that. And they were like, well, damn. And they probably went up to the jail with me. And when I didn't wake up for a couple days, they fucking figured this is bad. We need to transport them. We'll drop the case and just act like it didn't happen. He'll act like it didn't happen because he ain't going to prison. But I sit back in the hospital for a week. I finally get out. I finally get my medicine in me and get a hotel room. I was in that room for 5 weeks, laying in bed. Took my son almost a year. We had to get mushrooms and microdose me just for me to be able to talk and finish a sentence again. I mean, I'm seriously, just from that alone, with all the other brain damage and shit, I'm going to have to go on a disability whether I like it or not, because fucking 10 years has flown by on me just from brain damage. And I'm going to die out here at 60 something years old in a blink of an eye if I'm not fucking careful, because I think I'm still as smart as I was when I was going after a master's in electrical. What I forget is, man, no matter how hard I try anymore, trying to put all that knowledge into a fucked up brain is like trying to cram everything into an overcrowded fucking cabinet. I'll get it done, but it's gonna take twice as long with twice as harsh. But yeah, that's benzos for you, man. As of right now, I lost my script, and I'll either have to get them from the hospital every fucking day, go to the mental health hospital, or cough them up on the streets. But there is no going without. Order them online even. You don't order them online, is by the time they come in, you could be out. I'm blessed to be in South Texas where there's a ton of Mexican Xanaxes everywhere, and you can usually find a decent one. I don't need but a 10-pack or so, and I'll make it, y'all, but I would love to switch over to Klonopin and just not have to worry about taking something so damn much or Valium, but without some type of anxiety in your life. Valiums are what ruined my marriage after 10 years. When I got back on Xanaxes, I left. Because between the Valium and the Klonopin, I just didn't care. And when I started caring again, I realized, dude, you stayed home the past 3 fucking years while she's worked. Fuck this. You're gonna lose your fucking trade if you don't get out there and work. So I got back in the union. And that we never got back together after that one. Because I didn't want to stay home for 1 more year. I don't blame her. I wasn't the same person for the 3 years that she knew. A person on benzos, if you put him on Valium, is going to be a different personality than what he's going to be on Klonopin or she, and a totally different personality on Xanax. And the bad thing is when you have to pick between one of the three, or walking around with like fucking a form of Tourette's, where you're fucking twitchy, you're shaky. If you're on a ladder, you could literally jump off and not fucking realize it because you just jump. So it takes away all your ability to fucking control your body completely. It's very fucked up, kids, for those of you who are still on it in your first year or two. Hell, even your first 5, those don't even count. I'm in almost 3 decades now, and there's no way out. I don't have enough life left to go through the DTs. By the time I finally can say, yay, I'm over the shocks, I'll be 60 something years old, and I'll be dealing with the natural Alzheimer's and dementia that's going to kick in around that age any fucking way. And I'm sure it'll onset way sooner if I fry my brain out by fucking giving it DTs, which already put me through dementia. It is a very fine line to walk when you put your kids on those things, because you could ruin their whole life. And I asked for it after my car accident because I couldn't go out in public with Frankenstein shit all over my face after going through a windshield. Not at 17, not when I was like polo hunk, had 2 girlfriends literally, Fucking my virginity. I had 2 chicks on my bed when I left it. Not a virgin. Went dropped off back at the hottest chick in town's house who was just fucking on my nuts and I wouldn't fuck her. Mad as shit she didn't pop my cherry. All that shit. It was like, damn. And she put me through the windshield on some other whole shit. I've only been able to see her once at a beach rave. I had to get away from her because I don't want to go to prison, man, for somebody that scarred me for life. I love her to death, but at the same time, I know that my life would be totally different if I didn't walk around looking like fucking I just crawled out of a prison riot. But yeah, kids, I'll be fine on this one. All you gotta do is say you're 5150 and go to any mental health hospital and they'll give you fucking your fucking benzos. Fortunately, I can't do it in the free world if the hospital doesn't take any fucking sympathy on me because no regular doctor will write them out on top of my psychiatrist's ass. They won't do it. It's gonna have to come from an emergency facility only because otherwise it would be overriding a doctor. And they would have to really put that on their ass. And the only way to do that would be to say he came into an emergency room sitting and then had to be da-da-da-da. And yeah, it's real pain in the ass. It'll probably take me 2 or 3 trips even before they'll give me any take-homes. But the alternative to it is if you don't find them on the street, losing your fucking mind or going to the mental health hospital. I would suggest a mental health hospital, y'all. Because if you're in my shoes, you can't call another doctor because whatever they write out, if they write you out this and that and put this and this on it, that's all you're getting for the whole month. And they can't match the prescription. So if they put you on a quarter of a bar twice a day, you're stuck with that for 30 days. And if you only have 12 days to go like me, you don't want to ruin an entire month. You just rather spend a few days in the mental health hospital than fucking lose your mind. So that's what it's like when you've been on them for over 20 years. They run your life, literally. They run your life. No matter where I went homeless, I mean, I've been through some adventures all over this nation with nothing to my name but a backpack. Still had a benzo in my pocket at all times, a bottle at all times. Even when I was on the streets, they made sure they fucking wrote them out. I've noticed for homeless people, their first go-to is Klonopin. And it's because it lasts longer. They want you docile longer. Xanaxes make you get up and go jack your way out of homelessness, at least. I think that's what's on that San Francisco shit. But yeah, man, all y'all out there popping Xannies thinking it's fun. It's great. I fucking love it, dude. I've had the greatest times of my life on benzos. However, the worst times of my life is whenever I run out of them. And one day it's going to kill me. And it's going to be the worst death ever if I'm not smart enough to go out like Hunter S. Thompson and take it into my own hands. I'm going to die thinking I'm fucking some little kid running around naked in a mental ward. That ain't cool. And that's what you're looking at is, do I want to lose my mind before I die? Or when I get to that point, do I want to just fucking have a fucking let's get it over with kid so that I'm not running around until the day that I die of an old age fucking in pure delirium. Not knowing who you are, what you are, not knowing what to do, shitting yourself, everything. It's bad. It's bad. It's way worse than any cancer or anything, y'all. That's my thing on benzos for the day. Stay away from them. If you're on them, start tapering off if you're still early enough in them to where that'll matter. Remember, for every 10 years you've been on them, you're looking at a year, a full year of feeling like fucking utter shit. Going back on it, at 26, I would have went through a full year of utter shit. I'm 43 now. Now I don't have time to, because I'm looking at 3 years of utter shit. 3 to 5 years of utter shit. And that's if I don't lose my mind. By that point in time, I'll be 50. And the likelihood of me coming out of that without just, I'd just be a Tourette's shaky wreck on fucking disability, living out of some project housing. I don't want that for my life. I'd rather just manage my fucking medication at this point. Till the day it gets to the point to where I know I can't fucking obtain enough to deal with life. And then I've got to do what's best for my body and my mind. And that's probably fucking do what they do for cancer patients and put myself out of my misery when it gets to that point. So I'm not walking around crazy. Hopefully that won't be until I'm in my 90s, but there's going to come a time, though, when I get dementiated out and forget what Xanaxes are, and then it gets even worse, and it's going to kill me. Dementia runs in my family and Alzheimer's, so even on them, I'm going to lose it, and then I'm going to lose them, and then it's going to be a terrible sight when I get old. That's Benzo's kids. We'll get into more stories on them as I try to get my shit right. This morning, day after Easter. It's still early. I'm still getting my morning smoke on. Mom and Dad ain't even up. I went over there for Easter and passed out drunk in my car, flipped the seat after drinking too much. Don't need a DWI. Woke up, enjoyed my morning weed. Wanted to start writing and realized I can't write because of my brain damage, but I can do this here and then put it together in either a book or a movie or something about all this crazy shit I've been through and go through. And maybe people actually will want to watch it because they can relate. Right now I'm coming up on 1 year off fucking pseudo and 7-hydroxy pills, being on Suboxone. I've had a few times where I went and bought them and because I let myself. I don't tell myself no. There's been 4 or 5 times this year I let myself have them, because if you don't, you'll do them even more. When you let yourself have them, you realize, dude, I'm feeling shit from them, because this Suboxone does fill your shit up a lot and makes it to where it's not worth even fucking wasting your money. That's the only good thing about it. I'm going to sign off on this one. We'll call this the first Benzo Chronicle. I'm going to smoke me some more reefer and then go have a cup of coffee, y'all. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do about the hospital today and my god-awful fucking disease I caught from going to script doctors as a kid. Signing out, Gonzo Diaries on Benzo Detox.